on paper, when you look at game five, you want to easily say, hey, they at the crib, they have the championship experience, they have the best player in Asia Wilson. The Aces are supposed to win this game. Maybe not handily, but they supposed to win this game. It's easy to say that, right? If you would have told me that the Mercury would have been trailing majority of that game versus the Minnesota Lynx without their head coach and without Nafisha Collier, I would have told you you're lying to me. I didn't expect that for the Phoenix Mercury to really have to fight and claw to like pull out that victory, uh, trailing majority of the game. And so you think about situations like that, and then you think about how much of dogs the Indiana Fever are. Going into game five, you know the Fever have come too far to lay down now. We've come too far as a group to lay down now. And I know, yes, I wrote them off. I planned their funeral for last Sunday. I did. I was wrong. They are far from dead. One may even say resurrected. I don't know, right? But we do know there will be a funeral on Tuesday, as I said in the beginning here. And so taking a just deeper look into the game. We talked about one of the X factors being Aaliyah Boston and her aggressiveness and her, having a favorable whistle from the refs. Um, Nalissa Smith is another X factor. She had 5 fouls, got in foul trouble, didn't play like heavy minutes. And because of that, that allowed Megan Gustafsson to get minutes. I think the Aces have a far better chance with Nalissa Smith in the rotation and her staying out of foul trouble than they do having Megan in the game. So going into game five, I know Aaliyah Boston is going to continue to be aggressive. If Asia isn't getting that matchup, it's more than likely going to be Nalissa Smith. So can Nalissa Smith be able to stay out of foul trouble and still be able to run the floor, get timely buckets for them? Gave her props again just on like how far she's come in her career and being able to be a valuable asset for the Aces. But man, they need you like more than ever. You gotta find a way, and it's always been a struggle for Nylissa Smith. It's always been a struggle for her to be able to defend these elite forward positions, center positions without fouling. That's always been a struggle for her. If she could find a way to stay on the floor, I think that's going to serve well for the Las Vegas Aces. But if she come out the gate and she get 2 quick fouls, I think that's gonna. I think the Fever can exploit that, being able to run and gun and get up the floor. One of the things I was watching with them as well, a key takeaway from the Fever is when I'm watching the game, I was like, man, bro, like they play so great in the fast on the fast break. They play extremely well on the fast break. And so I was just like, damn, I wonder how many points they got off the fast break alone. And even in the fast break, that helps Kelsey Mitchell get easy buckets as well as fast break. You're not allowing the defense to get time to set. So you get a lot more easier looks than you would allowing the defense to get set, obviously. And they played extremely great in the in the fast break. And when I went to go look at how many points they had in the fast break, they had 15 points in the fast break, right? And what's interesting about that number is I wanted to see if there was a correlation throughout this entire series of like when they win and when they lose with their fast break points, right? So game four, they had 15 fast break points. Obviously, they won. Game two, they had 4 fast break points. They lost. Game three, they had 2 fast break points and they lost. And in game one, they had 15 fast break points and they won. So for the Indiana Fever, is the magic number for fast break points 15, or is it just making sure y'all get double digit fast break points, right? Yeah, so like them being able to play in the fast break, man, I think uh that's a key that alongside with Aaliyah Boston being able to be productive with scoring, I think those are two big pillars for the Indiana Fever finding a way to make sure they have a great chance at stealing game five on the road versus the Las Vegas Aces. And something else, another intriguing stat that stood out to me, the sounds crazy. It sounds extremely crazy, I know, but the Las Vegas Aces had zero. Shout out to the most cities done. H Town. The Las Vegas Aces had zero. Zero. I'm just gonna let the beat. I'm gonna just let the beat breathe on that before I tell y'all what they had zero of. The Las Vegas Aces had zero second chance points in this game four game. So that speaks to the rebounding and the defense by the Indiana Fever. And it could also speak to just like the lack of effort and like grit on the offensive end and just going up to like try to fight for a rebound and get a second chance point and get a putback here or there by the Aces. But yeah, man, the Aces had zero second chance points. I thought that that was like an astounding. I was like, damn, like I mean, not even one. I mean, you can't even get like one second chance point. I mean, maybe you can on a foul call, go to the free throw line, whatever. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But yeah, man, the Aces had zero second chance points, man. And um shout out to Jackie Young still talking about the Aces. You get 31 from Asia. And for the longest that has been the secret recipe to y'all winning because y'all but I'm trying to tell him. I'm trying to tell him, big man. I'm trying to tell him. And so the Aces, excuse me, Jackie Young for the longest for the Aces, their method to winning playoff games is hey, let's make sure Asia get 25 and we Geechee Liberace. 11-0 up until this past Sunday when Asia scores 25 plus points and they're able to win in the playoffs all time. But Indiana Fever put a stop to that. And so with Asia getting 31, you're like, damn, that wasn't enough. Well, what's up with the rest of the production? Jackie Young did what she does. She gave you 18 points with an efficient 6 of 10 from the field. On top of that, gave you 9 assists. Well, where the rest of the help come from? Chelsea Gray, she give you 12 points. She struggled from the field, shooting 4 for 13. She gave you 12 points, but she also had 9 assists. So there's ball movement going around. They're trying their best to work as a team. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got 18 assists combined just by combined with Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray alone. But when you're trying to figure out where these points coming from, that's why I think Nylissa Smith needs to find a way to stay on the court because she had 8 points and she was efficient shooting 4 for 5 for that 8 points, but she only played 21 minutes because she got in foul trouble having 5 fouls. Nylissa Smith find a way to stay on the court. I think the Aces can win this game convincingly. But if she's not on the court for, 30 plus minutes, it's gonna look scary. Jewel Lloyd, she shot 2 for 8. We already talked about it. She not who she used to be. You can't guarantee you're gonna get a marquee game from her. She's capable of it. Don't get me wrong, she's capable of it, but like is you really holding your breath, like waiting on her to like have a breakout game? You know what I mean? So like, nah, you're not expecting that from Jewel Lloyd at this point, right? And so with all of that, and you look towards the future of game five, and you asking yourself, who wins this game? It's so easy to look at on paper that the Aces obviously have the most talent, but having the most talent does not constitute a declaration for you being a better team. How do y'all work together? How do y'all gel together? When you need a basket, what do y'all do? What is y'all go to when you're struggling? What is your go to when you just gotta have a basket or you gotta make a play? What do you do when your marquee player is struggling? Like, how do you find a way to get the job done then? And so, There definitely, again, there will be a funeral on Tuesday. Today, if depending on when you're listening, right? There will be a funeral. So everybody just wear black. Everybody wear black, man. Um, and the reason I talked about the Aces, and you can't just declare they're gonna win Game 5 just because they appear to be the better team on paper. In this game that they lost in Game 4, in the fourth quarter, the Aces only had three players to score in the fourth quarter. Asia, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, obviously the big three. They got no production from anybody else in the fourth quarter in terms of scoring. But if you go over and you look at the Indiana Fever, they had five different players to score in the fourth quarter. And stuff like that, I think, stands out when you think about how close these games have been outside of Game 1. And it's just like, yo, the Indiana Fever, especially, with them having a superpower and being able to play in a fast break, they can get timely buckets damn near from like anybody at any given moment, right? They even got quality minutes from Shea Petty in this game, who had 7 points. She had 7 points and she only played 15 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she gave you 7 points, 15 minutes, shooting 75% from the field. So, like, you have all these different players. And then even last game, Lexi Hall, she gave you 16 points, going 6 of 10 from the field. Imagine if Aaliyah Boston had a marquee game to complement, had a big game to complement Lexi Hull's 16 points, right? So you could go from Lexi Hull, talked about again, Odyssey Sims giving you 18 points, a Shea Petty, and the list goes on just in terms of like the wide variety of players who can get you buckets outside of like Kelsey Mitchell, right, for the Indiana Fever. And that to me, that is what makes the Indiana Fever dangerous. I feel like that's what's worked to their benefit is when you need a timely bucket, it doesn't necessarily have to only come through Kelsey Mitchell. Like we could play good enough team ball, swing, 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 or whatever the case may be to get like a timely bucket from someone if they want to call themselves overloading on Kelsey Mitchell. Um, but when you look at the Aces, it's just like, well, damn, if you could stall out the shot clock enough for Leah Boston to kind of like front and deny Asia Wilson the ball long enough, and then you look up and it's only like 8 seconds on the clock, and all of a sudden now you gotta pull something out of your ass, whether you Jackie Young or whether you Chelsea Gray. You got to try to pull something out of your ass and freestyle and get a bucket. Maybe it's a good look, maybe it's not, maybe it's one-on-one, or maybe you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we disrupted y'all offense by not letting Asia get the ball. Now figure the rest out and y'all scrambling. I mean, as a defense, you're gonna kind of live with that if we could find ways to like not get Asia looks in crunch time. So as easy as it is to be like, hey, the Ace is going back to the crib. We should go ahead and plan the funeral for the Fever. I know y'all getting on me too in them comments like, nah, you were talking down on the Fever. Hey, yes, I was, but hey, I was wrong. I can admit that 1,010%. Boys was wrong, 1,010% wrong. Respect to the Fever. They proved me wrong. I ain't hiding from y'all like some people would do. I'm just calling it like it is. Now at this point, Fever, y'all got my full attention. Y'all been had my respect. But I was riding that record of Asia having 25 plus points in the playoff game. The Aces are undefeated. And hey, all good thing, all records, all streaks are made to be broken. And the Fever, they definitely broke that. So I was wrong with that. No shame in admitting that. Moving forward, I am not on the side of as I'm trying to close, I am not on the side of just writing off the Fever simply because they're having to go on the road and the Aces appear to be the better team on paper. Game 5, Tuesday night, is all about who can be the best team that night. It's not about what you've done in the past. It's not about what we think you're capable of in the playoffs. who can be the better team for just this one game. And I think that will be a big challenge for the Aces, considering how Asia dominant they are. We've seen that, well, damn, if Asia just get 31, then that no longer guarantees us a win. They got every right to be nervous. You know what I mean? They got every right to be nervous, I feel like. Not scared, just a little nervous, because you look at the structure of the Indiana Fever and Kelsey Mitchell having fully adapted to their style of defense and how they've been trying to guard her. And Aaliyah Boston, stay aggressive, be efficient, even if you don't have a favorable whistle on the road. Nylissa Smith, stay out of foul trouble. And will it be Odyssey Sims? Will it be Lexi Hull? Will it be Shea Petty for the Indiana Fever? I haven't even mentioned Natasha Howard. I'm kind of tired on her. I'm kind of sleep on her. She hasn't had a great series, obviously having to defend Asia. But Natasha Howard come out of nowhere with 18 and 10 tomorrow. You could argue she's due for a big game. A big game for her may not be 18 and 10, but it may be like some timely baskets and timely rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Fever are a well put together team, and the Aces are they can be a well put together team at times. And so we'll just have to see, man. If you asked me, if you was like, nah, you wrote off the Aces, pick who you think gonna win game 5, I am going to say the funeral for the Fever was not canceled. It was just postponed. I'm gonna still pick the Aces, man. I'm gonna still pick the Aces to find a way to win it on the road. And just having that championship pedigree and having the best player on the team. But in no shape or form am I saying that as in a way to just write off the Fever, like they're not gonna come out and fight and get the Aces a run for their money. But let me know what y'all think in the comments going into game 5. And if you happen to be watching this after game 5, let me know how y'all feel about the play, what y'all think for the finals. Which it will be October 3rd, I believe that's a Friday. And we'll have something coming out soon to preview that after game 5 on Tuesday with the Aces and the Fever. My name is Edward, named after a great man, that being my pops. Shout out to my mama and my granny for helping raise me too. Please make sure you follow me on all my social media handles, as well as hit the subscribe button, hit the like button for me for the Emcstats channel. And don't just support this channel, please also go support the Respect the Game podcast channel as well. Thank you, beautiful people, for listening. I do not take it for granted. Please interact with me. Let me know how y'all feeling in the comments. I'll keep great post-game content coming to y'all for the rest of this WNBA playoffs. And I will see you on the next report.